Okay, thanks everybody for coming tonight. I wanted to have Ben explain the work that he's produced here for us, and it's been a production over 50 days? About 50 days. So it came with an idea, sort of, and as time went by, learning about the caves, learning about the whole region, has come up with the concept that is now on paper here. And I guess that for me, I've seen it evolve a little bits and pieces, so I asked permission if I could have a peek periodically. And then the final result, I'm absolutely delighted about. It's a really great story of the whole region, not just the park. I think initially there was a possibility of just making a discussion on caves here, but as Ben learned about the place, the story evolved. So I'm going to leave it to you to just talk about why did Ben come here in the first place? Why did Ben come here in the first place? And then since you've been here, what's happened?
Yes, okay, big questions. Well, oh good. Coming here, it's been on the radar for a while. Naracoorte Caves was one of those places through, an intrigue of what exists now. You could access that deep time history. So much research has already been done here. So my area is ecology, geology, deep time history in art form, which is like dropping a thread through these different areas of the earth sciences, which is something that I was able to do here in a unique way. I actually haven't done it quite like this before. And when you start on a project like this, you know absolutely, for myself, almost nothing at all. And so the artwork is really documentation of that process of learning for myself. I mean, by the end of it now, I've got all of these, I know little bits and pieces about all sorts of things, but I know how much more there is to know. So people were asking me, say, about the colour. How did you come up with these colours? On the one hand, on the first days, I experienced this amazing purple rainbow. And so I was putting that in the work, and then I started to bring in the colour from there. But also the other idea was just the excitement of learning itself, sort of evoked a lot more colour into this work. And you'll see lots of different details in the work as well, which has come from all sorts of people. Ideas about, I learned a bit about this, a bit about that, could you put this in the work somehow? So I went through 2 journals of sketches of different ideas, different elements in creating the artwork. And then what I do is I'll scan them all into the computer. I'll copy out, most of the maps are actually copied out maps, so that way I'm actually learning about the area as well, more so than just taking a map and taking a photo and putting it into the work, which I think I've only done that once or twice in this actual piece. So it was about bringing all of those elements together, those different experiences of learning about the macrocosms, that's the big picture stuff, and big time scales, and then the small things like specific plants in regards to the ecology, or specific time frames like the now, so to speak. So the artwork is about that, macrocosms, microcosms of environment, the earth sciences, and putting all of that together in a semi kind of abstract form. So you can see there, on the one hand you're looking at abstraction, and then on the other hand you're looking at form. So there's abstraction versus form. There's the process of, say, the field naturalist type approach to landscape, which is something that I applied to a degree here, and also following scientists such as Amy and Amy's research. And then on the other hand, there's the process of, say, ancient Chinese landscape artists who had this idea of going through a landscape, experiencing that landscape, and then coming back to the studio and working from there. And they talk about these ideas of, say, the ink flows and the pen follows. So you let the elements do as they will, and you come back and do the detailed elements in later. Similar to that a metaphor for macrocosms and microcosms in artwork. So I hope you enjoy it. I mean, the more you look, the more details you'll find, and for myself, the more I look, the more details I find, the more things there is to know. So that's part of the intrigue for me. I mean, I look at it all the time. I'm thinking, oh, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that. And I don't want to go, because I know that there's another, I've got to do another 6 metres. I've just got to keep going. I don't want it to stop there. I know what to do next. So anyway, that's the story, a small part of the story, and I hope you all enjoy it. If anyone's got any questions, happy to answer them now, or answer them in front of the artwork.